But first of all, let's have clarity on what rappers are and lyricists are, because someone who's remedial doesn't understand the difference.
Well, can you explain?
Why is it the first time we haven't heard on the fucking show? Why?
So now I'm saying break it down like.
No, this is exactly what the hell you need.
You said there's a difference.
This is exactly what, because usually it's just me saying this shit.
I'm just saying.
Is it recording?
You asked for more females.
Listen, I'm good for it.
I'm the females here. I brought two.
Because I was just you're one good job.
Okay, so here's my thing. So when we were talking about female hip hop artists, Dante was just like rappers. Anybody can call themselves a rapper.
We were talking about earlier.
But my whole thing is there's a difference between you going the hip, the hop. I'm gonna make this booty pop.
Hey, Marn!
That's not a bar. Like that's not a sound effect. That's you being your Dr. Seuss. Like, come on now. Like, let's not.
Bring the ham.
Okay. I'm kind of the same way. Like, you know, I've always been like really meticulous to like listen to lyrics. Like, what are they saying? You know, I think I was telling Dante about special ed, not the class, but the rappers. And it's
he
like,
was in special
and it's like people used to bump that I got it made, and then he said that I got an alligator souffle crowd. What is that? What's smooth about that? You know, and it was like people like, special ed is smooth. That nigga is garbage. And I couldn't bump it, had a nice beat. Cause that nice beat. You know, you bump it, got bass. But he said it's garbage, so I couldn't listen to it.
I mean, that's mostly what people care about. But here's the thing, my issue. I don't listen to a lot of mainstream female hip hop artists because a lot of times I'm just kind of like, you a face, you a body, and you got a good producer. And I'm not gonna knock all of them because I'm not gonna lie, Bodak Black was my joint for a hot minute. But if I want to actually listen to something with content, I'm not turning on Cardi B. And no disrespect to her because I respect her hustle. Like, the girl is working. But at the same time, it's like, if I want to listen to someone who actually has good content, the mainstream people that you see on these Billboard charts, you wouldn't catch me. Like, you wouldn't catch me. And I just think it's like, I don't know why they push at the forefront because, like I said, like, Tierra Whack, all day, serve it up. I'll listen to her. Then you be like, Megan Thee Stallion, I couldn't tell you a bar from Megan Thee Stallion.
I tell you what she look like.
But that goes back to what we were saying. It's about sex appeal as far as what they're selling mainstream. It's not about actually telling a story when like hip hop was evolved, but telling a story, making you go along with everything that they're saying. It makes you tie that emotion to the song itself. You don't have any artists that can do that, even in the female world.
I mean, I can see that. I can see that, but you know, it's like if this is your hustle, you know, I'm like I said, I'm a hip hop theorist when it comes to I like lyrics. But then at the same time, I'm looking at the same argument I made about black people playing sports. You know, a lot of them came out the hood, came from nothing, and you know they get to the professional league to try to make this money. So some of these rappers the same way. You know, they came out the projects, came out the hood, and they trying to get a hustle.
Right.
So yeah, I'm not trying to knock their hustle on that level. Especially, you know, especially if we talking about females, but at the same time, me as a consumer, I want to hear good content. And then I'm still battling my mind, like, you see Megan Thee Stallion as a guy, I ain't gonna lie, you be like, damn, look at that. I mean, you know, we talk about tip drill. We saw tip drill, it's like, bruh. You know what I'm saying? So it draws you. It draws you in because, you know, that's what we are seeing. But then on the other hand, is it misogyny when you got Megan Thee Stallion City Girls doing it? You know, they doing it.
I don't have no problem with them doing it.
You know
They're just not my cup of tea. Like that song, that popular City Girl song everybody wants to. Was it Act Right, You Can Get Smacked Up, whatever?
What's the other one?
I don't know the words to none of them songs.
I don't know it either, but I know you're talking about the one they be talking about I'm fucking skimming on a rich nigga or something.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know. But then, like I'm saying, so like, I like people like Tink. She also sings, but she's a rapper.
Tink is the realest of me.
Yeah. And even with Drizzy, like, she can have some mainstream, but if you listen to some of her underground stuff, you be like, okay, I can rock with this. It's another artist that's from, I want to say it's I can spell it or I can play her music. I know, but I can't pronounce it. But I love her last two artwork projects. There's a new person I just recently heard about, No Name. Like I'm saying, so there's a few people out here, but just like you just be looking like, you gotta look. Like if you just turn on the radio, you're not getting nothing.
Oh no, radio not playing. Not playing.
Put on the radio.
Well, I don't need to. I don't listen to the radio. I can't give. I never was a commercial, guy anyway that came with that. I like the underground people. I'm not gonna say I like any mainstream rappers. But I mostly like the underground, especially when it came to female rappers, because when it comes to like lyrics, I always lean toward more of the gritty, grimy type stuff anyway. I like that. I like that.
In the music.
I'm just saying.
Why you gotta growl like
I'm saying, but it's like, you know what I'm saying?
like a dog old bear.
Like you bite a nipple off, you know what I'm
They
saying?
got rabies or something.
Oh my god.
I don't want to envision you doing things of that nature.
In case y'all didn't
Oh, this case I didn't know.
we've added, I'm sorry, because we didn't do no kind of re-intro. So when y'all see this, it's gonna be a little added. We added Jamel's daughters in, so let them introduce yourselves so they know who y'all are. What are you doing?
You can't never talk about me.
What?
Nope.
So I'm the oldest. I'm Jasmine. So I've been subject to his behavior all of my life, and I'm in therapy because of it.
Yeah. I'm Tyler Morgan. I'm the favorite child. And then the cute little baby that you seen earlier was my cute little baby.
Favorite child.
They always say that.
I am the favorite child. I'm the one that everyone loves the most.
We've made it a family edition, so
Your dad's favorite. Okay?
But I'm your favorite. So you can't what? Oh, okay.
How do you pronounce this? Katie, 47.
New day.
Yeah.
listen, 2 shows in one. That's how we rock.
Right, but yeah,
Apples don't fall far
From the tree. Y'all getting the realness right now.
For real.
But no. When we talk about female rappers, and I think we brought up on other shows too. When you talk, how do they compare against their male counterparts? It's like, we talked about doing the top 50 rappers, the best of all time, which I think is kind of a joke. But anyway, whatever number you put on it, top 10, top 50, whatever. Where do you say that you make a female rappers list and then a male's rappers list, or do you put them all in one and say
I
this
put
is
them all
just
together.
Johnny?
I don't ever separate them. Like if I had to list my top 10, I wouldn't separate like, guy versus girl.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like they all bring something different, but I mean, then I all feel like a lot of them that people favor and had it booming in their cars, I'm just like, oh, that is garbage.
That's a French version of garbage. You suck.
So, I mean, my list would vary. I'm only 27.
That's all.
So if you play my top compared to somebody that's like my sister's age, we got different artists.
We 4 years apart.
I want to ask what's the age difference.
Some of the artists you listen to, I'm just like,
Okay,
should
Tyler,
not
who you
put
listen
that to your ears.
Huh?
See, she embarrassed. That's how bad it is.
I'm not embarrassed. I'm not. You gotta answer it now, man. You gotta answer it. Give us your top 3. Just top 3.
Like, you name your top 3 female rappers.
No, I don't. Heck, especially not female rappers. No, I cannot.
Do you like any female rappers?
Whoa.
I like Tokyo Jet. A lot of people don't know who she is, but I do like Tokyo Jet.
Say that again.
She's a good underground.
Yeah, I like Tokyo Jet. She's slept on, I feel like. But female rappers? Yeah, I mean, like Jasmine, like she said, Tinker Jizzy, but there's not any, like I'm saying, like out there on billboards, I would say that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to listen to her. Like, no. Like she said, Megan Thee Stallion, no. Cardi B, again, I love her, respect her, like Jasmine said, but I won't be like, I'm about to go to a Cardi B concert. Oh my gosh, Cardi B is in town. Let's go see her.
That's how you gonna hear me around them as if I'm trying to be real ratchet in the car. That's it.
Yeah. Like I gotta be wanting to do hood rat things.
Yeah,
Right. That's gotta be real ratchet.
I'm gonna do it right. That's all. But no, that's my thing too. I always like, so I know I'm the oldest in the room.
You think?
And so I can remember, nigga hush. I can go back, to like rappers' infancy. when it first started. I can name female rappers back then. But when you start looking at, so I start talking about the new stuff in general, it's not a lot of new people I can get with in general.
I got a few.
I mean, I'm just saying in general. I mean, no, don't get me wrong. I name, you talk about Kendrick and all that stuff. I like Kendrick.
It's not new, but
I'm just saying, it's new as far as the new era. New era. New era. I'm talking about the era. This era here, this new era. You know what I'm saying? I like, people like that. But you start narrowing it down to the females. There's not too many females. I like Young May. I think she can spit.
Yeah.
I think, Remy can spit.
No.
Okay. Rod Digger.
Disclaimer about Remy. I don't know what Remy is going through.
Yeah, her stuff is
cause she hurt my feelings. Like I went hard for Remy, so it's just like. But I think it's still her trying to gather it all up because she been gone for so long, and I think for a minute she was like, "Let me hop on this wave," and then she realized this is not my wave, and now she's trying to get back to her own avenue.
Was you?
Then you can't go in and out.
Guys, listen. One. Was you on the Remy? Or were you on the Remy wave, or did you watch that? Was it Love and Hip Hop type?
I know at least.
We talking about before Remy went to jail.
I'm talking about bad weave Remy, okay?
High water's wearing Remy.
When Remy was wearing Remy, that's what I'm talking about.
Some people didn't know about Remy until that. New generation. So I'm just asking to make sure to confirm.
I don't understand. I'm gonna kick him off the show. Why did he bring them on before? Nigga, we trying to get ratings and you just
Jews, bro.
You can't bring the Jews all at once. Not unless it's a female in the room. I bring all the Jews.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, sorry.
My childhood.
He's not even my daddy and I get disgusted.
Be swaying.
The conversation has not continued to go, so let it go.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I'm gonna add them on just so I have something to go back. This is what I deal with on a regular basis. Too much choice.
You think that?
Like what?
Did too much. See, but as a dad, I can relate. He wants to embarrass the hell out of him because I got.
I need y'all not to though.
It's fun. It's fun.
Is it so fun that you once a week I gotta go to therapy to sit on the couch?
Well, I mean, I ain't going that hard. I mean, they 4 and 2, so I got it in this, but.
Oh, so
it is.
So you're gonna make sure you save up for their therapy?
Oh no, I mean, I started early though. I started early already. Getting into it now. I give them the blues already.
That goes off of like what we talked about on the last show. Like me walking in and my dad watching porn. That stuff I don't want that in my life. That's just too much.
I would have had to shut it down. Bro, I went to the fuse box like power it off.
I would walk in and my dad would have them sound prepared. No, canceling all of it. We're gonna start again in the morning, okay? Canceling Christmas and everything.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, so
Flag on the plate.
we start talking about
Personal foul.
I mean, I know y'all can't go far back as I can, so.
Well, you Virgin Mary are best
but I'm saying, but we start talking about like, something Roxanne Shante. You know what I'm saying? I was brought up earlier. You see what I'm saying? But
we say who we said right.
Oh,
don't try to play.
I seen the movie and I've heard the album.
I'm saying, but you start talking about her. I was talking to Dante earlier today. When she first came out, she doing a lot of battle rapping. She was tight. And then when she got on the album, it's like she didn't translate that battle rap
Nicki
to
Minaj.
the album. Right, like Nicki Minaj, just like Nicki Minaj. And so I think that when people kind of got hooked on her, they was looking for that battle rap Shantae. When they heard that album, so this ain't matching up. I think that's what made her fall off. But she still helped pioneer this MC Light. You know, we start talking about female rappers back then, and then see where they progress into now. Was some of them sexual? Yes, but it wasn't as sexual as it is now.
I mean, because sex sells. I mean, I will give them that. Here's my thing with people like.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that question.
Why does it sell?
Why is that such a thing?
That's why
it has to be.
Because that's part
what I said earlier.
But I'm saying why? Why is that a thing? Why is that something?
Think about it. People are out here dying from seizures, drinking lean, taking all these pills, literally dying. And you know what these niggas are still doing? Making lean. So it's just kind of like, well, if they buying it, we gonna keep doing it. Like, and it's unfortunate. It goes with the culture. Like stuff that used to happen in the 80s and 90s and 70s that was highly publicized and loved. We would be looking like, what? And like their generation looking at us like that. It's just whatever is sold and is easy to just throw out there to the media is what's hot.
So the question then goes to, and we always ask this question is, why doesn't it change? Or what can we do? Because if you think about it, if we're talking about the culture and we're just talking about our Black culture by itself, how do we change that? Like, why do the artists have to come with the same sound as everybody else?
Can I say one thing real quick? That they stopped making promethazine codeine activists, so you can't really get that lean. So people are drinking high tech, so it's more or less not. They're addicted. They're addicted at this point.
But the fact is, they're still doing it. They're still doing it.
That's what it is. Because if you don't, it's like heroin. That is liquid heroin.
Like, oh my God, this nigga.
Like, you doing too much.
What's up, y'all?
It's not even about that. I feel like a lot of people want to remain ignorant. I think that's what it is. A lot of people don't want to educate themselves. A lot of people don't want more. A lot of people want things that are easily consumed.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's what it is if more people was just like, you know what, I'm sick of the mumble rap. I'm sick of these girls prancing across these stages in bikinis. I'm sick of that. I need something more, and it would be better. Oh, you want the bikini? Again, next week.
Right.
No, literally, if you don't buy it, you don't move.
But I think too,
you gotta hit them in the wallet.
One of the things, I think Soulja Boy gave a good. Whenever if you try to go independent, like on using YouTube and stuff, I ain't talking his rap content.
That's why I didn't say that. I was waiting to see where you were gonna take it. I didn't say
talking about his actual like marketing.
His marketing is genius. His marketing is genius.
When you going to Interscope and place in Sony and that, and getting them to do your production, distribution and stuff like that. Now you subject to Interscope, Sony, and all them rules, regulations, their marketing techniques and stuff like that. And they're gonna market what they feel is selling. But if you go independent, YouTube, or what's the video? I'll get it mixed up. The car. Vivo. Is it Vivo? The video one?
I'm sorry.
Vine?
No, Vine is like.
I was gonna say Vine is old.
Vine time we actually put videos. They got put videos.
Vivo is also YouTube.
Is it YouTube too?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Vivo, YouTube, whatever. Go that route. Then you have a little more creative control.
I mean, I also think it depends on the label and how you. Okay, for example, Rhapsody.
Mm-hmm.
She signed to a major label. Mm-hmm. Her album was fire. Mm-hmm. All her videos had good content, and sis was fully clothed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you can do it if people want to listen to it. And my whole thing is just kind of like this. I don't judge somebody else's hustle. You might not agree with it, but don't judge. But at the same time, if you sick of seeing it, look for something else. Complaining is not going to get you content. Mm-hmm. So that's my feelings on it. But I don't know. It's hard. Like, I don't want all my playlists to be filled with just Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion. Right. So therefore, I look for other artists. Mm-hmm. People are lazy. They're going to take what's played on the FM radio.
That's true. And I agree with that too. Even my playlist, I don't always want to hear, I said earlier about, I'm a Dub C advocate. But I always want to hear Dub C. When it comes to like certain music, sometimes I throw on just Earth, Wind & Fire. I just want to just hear that. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about want to hear hip hop, or some Isaacs. I like Nirvana. You know what I'm saying? I'll throw on some anything. Cause I have a good mixture of stuff on my playlist.
Okay, but why? But why do you have a good mixture of this stuff on your playlist?
I love music in general.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to music, I like to consume anything that is what I feel my taste is as good. You know, I have Coltrane on my playlist. I got the Beatles on my playlist.
So I guess the better question is, what drew you to that?
You didn't limit yourself. That's why
but see, another thing is too, I always grew up around music.
That's what I'm getting to.
You know, my cousin, shout out to Kevin, he does hair, well-known hairdresser. I need to look him up. Kevin Carter,
Detroit, baby.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, Detroit.
All the Detroit is today. All the Detroit.
That Detroit in the house. But anyway, you know, I remember being down in his basement on Monterey and Dexter. Shout out to my niggas on the Dexter Rock.
If you do one shit and don't say your commentary, say what you gonna say.
I remember being down in the basement and he got on the Funkadelic.
Right.
You know, and I was a kid listening that he might have on Michael Frank's playing. You know, so I'm like, oh, what is this? So I was exposed to a lot of music. Then I go upstairs and his mom, my great aunt, they upstairs and listen to Lou Rawls. You know what I'm saying? They listen to a lot of other old stuff back in the day. You like, okay, I get in the car with my parents, they playing Phyllis Hyman, Patti LaBelle. So you know, you got all this different exposure, and it seems to me, a lot of these younger parents, they bump a Cardi B and that's it. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? That's fair.
They bump a lot of, or just hip hop in general, and not a lot of other stuff outside of hip hop. So then your child's not exposed to a lot of different things. I think that's part of it. I ain't saying that's the whole thing, but that's part of it.
But that was the main part that I was getting to. It was what we were brought up on. So what we were brought up on was stuff that had some kind of quality to it that made our horizon different. Kids nowadays don't have that. They don't know nothing about really. Y'all are some of the rudest.
Oh, you know we like
because they're bliggity black.
All this. My man, give me that. My man.
What color do you think you are?
You want to know what was wrong with y'all to test them?
I'm brown for the boogie down.
That's what's
so you from the Bronx, huh?
No, just boogie down.
Okay.
I forgot my whole train of thought now messing with y'all.
You know what it is? Because, like, okay, I grew up with a lot of different music being played, so I can agree with you on that. But it's also, I know people who all they grew up listening to was gospel. And so when they had an opportunity to get something else, they grabbed at everything.
Yeah.
And then you got other people who's like, I'm gonna just stay in my lane with this, whatever's on the radio type thing. And I just feel like, but that's why I go back to ignorance. You have to go outside of the box that you know.
Right.
Like when it comes to music, when it comes to film, when it comes to literature, you gotta go outside the box. If you don't, you're gonna be stuck listening to whatever they give you, whatever they sell you.
And I think that goes too when you start thinking about censorship. I remember like in the I think it was the early 90s when Tipper Gore was trying to censor all the rap. And she never, to me, I don't think she took time to first of all understand the voice that was behind what they were saying. You know, what's the message behind what they're saying? Just like, oh, they talk about gangster rap. But what are they really saying behind it? When they talk about, you know, fuck the police, stuff like that. Why are they saying that?
Because I still feel that way.
Well, I'm saying, but why are they saying that? What was going on at that time that made them express that? And I think that was the big issue they should have looked at. But you know, you got a lot of people that don't really look into what's going on, and they just want to start censoring stuff. So you fast forward that.
What she's saying.
We fast forward that to now. A lot of people that just hear, what's this mumble rap? There's so much more to rap than that.
Yeah.
So much more to hip hop than that.
But they take off. They think about it the same way as media, and how you're looked at a threat based on how Black people are portrayed in media. It's all about what is right there for them to see. Right. They absorb it, they take it, they have their own ideas and biases about it, and then that's how they roll. Right. It's not like, okay, not all Black people are criminals, because it's white criminals, there's Hispanic criminals, there's Asian criminals. Like any race has some form of criminality. Right. So it's just like, okay, why won't you explore outside of what you're being told? Right. But the vast majority of people, no, that's too much work. Google is so hard to get to that. Take a chance. Your phone say your hands right now. Google is hard.
But I think, Jazz, you hit on a major thing that I think our culture doesn't realize is the ignorance. We're so used to just giving whatever somebody is feeding to us And that goes, like she said, it goes bigger than just what hip hop is. It's in school. People, we aren't teaching our kids nowadays. Like we were taught, if you don't get these grades, I'm gonna beat your tail, and you gonna actually learn to retain these things. So,
boy, I tell you, I seen the C my freshman year of high school. I almost had a panic attack in the hallway.
Bruh.
She was like, "Calm down." She
And I can't say that home.
And Dante was telling us how like our cousin got a failing grade, and it was.
He said his sister got a failing grade, and she was like, she didn't get in trouble.
Yeah, he said that last week.
He was like, she was just got a award. She even went to a birthday party. He said he remember when he was a kid, it was like, I got an F. All hell.
F stood for fear of my life.
Okay, so I've asked them that. Y'all are more my age, so I have to ask that question now, especially because you have Carter, your child now. So what things are you going to instill in him that were instilled in you to make a difference as far as how he perceives and how he is not a part of the now culture?
I'm raising that nigga to be a Pan-African.
He's not going one, and don't take this the wrong way. Everybody was like, why'd you give Carter the name Carter Alexander Thomas? It's so white. You don't because you have to set your son up for this future.
Thank you.
That name is powerful. I gave him the name Daquan, Deshaun,
Thank you,
Equan, like something like that, with an apostrophe to make it like that's just like no. I gave my son the name that Carter Alexander Thomas. Wow, I don't know who that is. Let me get him an interview. He's gonna be a CEO. You see that name,
right?
So you gotta start there.
That's unfortunate. And I'm not even discounting what you're saying. I'm just saying that it's unfortunately that we have to do that because, especially us in this country, African Americans, we are so detached from our culture that, if we want to try to reach back to our culture and say I want to name my child an African name, I'm giving them a disadvantage because when they go into the interview, we ain't hearing this one.
Oh, no. Having an African name is an advantage. I have a few African friends because they automatically assume that an African is better than an American Black because they're more cultured. They know that in Africa they force education more. There's an expectation of them being smarter. I have a few friends who were born here.
It's only once you get to the U.S. where they have that mentality of, everybody in the U.S. is just dumb as a box of rocks.
Yes, my homeboy, his name is African. His last name is Jones. He gets interviews and he starts talking to them and he like, I was born and raised in North Carolina. They're like, oh, but your name is, because they automatically assume you off the boat, you got an accent, and you know how to work this computer. Let's go.
Right.
And it's not fair, but it is what it is. My thing is with education, because Carter's my nephew and how I was raised, I had a list of books I need to read. And my mom was like, we're going to the library and finding something else. We're going to get something that's about Asian culture. We're going to get you something about actual books from African authors. Like, it wasn't just like, I'm going to take this list that I'm given and read off of it. You got to go outside of what the educational system is giving you because it's giving you garbage again.
And the education system nowadays is not geared towards us. It's not. I have my brothers who, they deal with so much. If you think about the Black community, you're thinking about a lot of single parent homes. So you're not getting that 2-parent homes that can do both. So you have one parent that's completely exhausted, completely out of will and drive to sit up and do that extra with you. But you have to instill in them how to find those things on their own. My daddy used to give me a dictionary. He'd be like, Daddy, how you spell this? There you go, find it. Sound it out.
Like that now.
Kids nowadays don't have that value. It's like we said on one of our other episodes. When we grew up, it wasn't having your tablet, you did all your learning on tablets. No, you sat down, you wrote, you sat down, you read. So how do we as a community get our kids back to that?
So that's the issue now. That's the first thing of it. My kid's crying. Here, take the phone.
Right. There's no interaction.
But see, I also feel like look up something on YouTube, but you ask them what's this letter, and it's the letter H, and they saying E.
Right. A 2-year-old can become the best speller in the world to find a doggone video on YouTube, but can't spell their name.
Yeah.
Why?
See, but I also feel like, so technology, if you want to move the times with technology, that's fine. But there also needs to be restrictions. Yeah. You're just not going to get this baby Dora the Explorer and say, keep pushing. No, you're going to look at things that are educational.
What about, we're trying to get some endorsements.
You got to give them something that they can, like even with me on my phone, I have the dictionary app. If I'm reading a book or I'm reading something I don't know what it says, I can still use my phone to look it up. Like they gotta have the tools and know like there's other resources you can use technology to your advantage, not to your detriment.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like a lot of kids don't know that. They just kind of like, oh, I can hop on, make something shake, and figure it out. Let me tell you something. Cliff Notes will have you, the teacher thinking you read a book, and baby, they didn't even see it in physical form.
Mm-hmm.
And it used to be Cliff Notes. You didn't know about that until you got to college. You got middle school and high school students that they don't read their stuff. They go straight to Cliff Notes.
That's true.
Yeah.
But then I think too, trying to shift it back to hip hop, I think that, and I put it, it's a TED Talk I watched. I think I put it on our last podcast, and there's a guy, I think he was in Kenya, and he was talking about how he integrated hip hop into his educational process. So I think that's what's important, is you taking the times that you're living in now, and you learn how to integrate the two. Because if kids are in tune, hip hop is everywhere. Even though it's a predominantly black, genre, there's Asian people doing it, Korean, Indian. I don't know, wherever you at, you can find traces of hip hop somewhere.
Right.
I turn on my TV, which I very seldom watch regular TV, but when you do turn it on, and you see commercials with hip hop in it. He's
Yeah.
He was
tired.
Well, hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be like hip hop dance, whether it be, the actual person, somebody spitting, whatever it is, you'll see some form of hip hop. And I think you take that, then we can still see you. You take that and learn how to integrate that with the rest of the stuff. Now, you have a lot of, I think going back to the original topic, female rappers. I think that I would want my kids to be watching. I'm trying to say it without making it sound. I don't want to be watching too much of somebody like Megan Thee Stallion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because now, what kind of message am I teaching?
No, and that's true because I've seen kids. I like stuff, but I've also seen kids that's like the age of 5 to 10 who sitting there and mama back there twerking, she twerking when they laughing.
That is
horrible.
The absolute worst. Because
here's like what you setting her up for.
Right.
And here's my thing, and the thing is, y'all doing this, but let me tell you something. Every time I've seen Cardi B with her child, she's been fully clothed.
Thank you.
Like she's been reading books to her daughter. She like talking about fruits and vegetables and reading all this other stuff. And I'm like, but you thinking it's cute because that's what Cardi B is playing a role. But when she go home, she a mom.
And that's what
with clothes on. They don't care about that.
They don't look at that part.
I'm talking about as a parent. That's the part where the parent should play in and say, hey, yeah, this is Cardi B, the actress, or the performer, the entertainer. This is Cardi B, who she actually is.
But you don't have people that you don't. The mentality of the average parent today, because like we said on the last show, they're young adults, they're teenagers. They don't have that mentality on how to separate those two.
Yeah.
So they're going off of what they see. They're going off of what mainstream is meant to do, to draw you in, to have you become, or to think you can become like what you're seeing. Mm-hmm. So they don't know that difference, and they don't know the story behind it. Cardi will say in all her interviews, my child is not going to be like I was, not going to be dumb, not going to sit there and have to go through things I went through. So I'm going to teach her different and show her better. If we don't teach our kids that now, they're not going to go anywhere in the future.
Yeah, you don't teach them young, they won't know. That's the part about growing up. It's what you learn as a kid growing up. Like people say what you value in your morals and stuff is what you do from what you grow up. It's because what you knew as a kid and you continue to do as an adult, once you move on to yourself, that's what you're going to do. So if you don't teach your child that, they're not going to know better. They're going to look at somebody else and be like, oh, well, such and such did, let me do this. Because they don't know better. You got to teach your kid, no, you're your own person. Do this on your own. You don't have to do what this person do. Somebody say you weird, cool. I mean, I ain't like you.
Right.
Move on.
Right.
Being weirdo is one of the best compliments you ever receive.
I love when people used to tell me, you so different. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't want to fit in with everybody else.
As a kid, call a weirdo kind of hurt. When you get as older, you be like, oh, I see why I was a weirdo.
Here's my
But no, I think it hurt because The parent didn't explain the difference of what it was to be weird. If you had a parent to explain to you that you're being weird or that child is being called weird at home, then yes, they have that complex. But if like my dad told me at a very early age, you're weird because you're smarter than all the rest of them. You're weird because you're paying attention to things that they're not paying attention to. He said you're not supposed to fit in with the crowd. Be your own person. Be the leader. Don't be the follower. Right. That's what these kids
I've always been different.
We know.
What's that about recognizing at a young age?
Yeah, you just recognize.
I just knew that. I knew I was different. Carrying it up.
That's crazy.
But you know what I'm saying? I recognize that. I mean, I knew that. Like we all get together. Even we start talking about hip hop. Then, you know, I was like, I don't like that crap. Here come Mel again. You know, I like everything everybody listens to.
I was always called the devil's advocate.
Yeah, I was just.
I'm okay with being the devil's advocate. I can follow that a lot.
We play sports. I didn't pick all the best players. I picked the people that nobody else would pick because I wanted to prove I could beat y'all with lesser people. Well, I want to say, you know, not in a derogatory, but saying what they consider to be lesser people. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's how I always do it. Huh? Let's put that. But that's, you know what I'm saying? That's how I always been that way. And so I knew even my musical taste always being different. Always.
Yeah, because my friends can never give me the Oscar. They're going to be like, what is this?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You never know what's coming on my radio. What the heck is this nigga playing? You know, because I feel that all music have derived from African culture. You know, and so every note, every tune is in us anyway. So why should we be subject to just one type of genre? Why should we say, yeah, we created hip hop, good. That's just another section that we got our footprint in. But we also have our footprint in jazz, gospel, rock.
Yeah,
but that's what people don't realize. A lot of people don't realize that our footprint is in all of these things.
Right.
I feel like a lot of people also don't realize that music is a universal language. Everybody is talking about something that we can relate to. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite bands is Green Day. Like, come on now, they talking about real stuff. And they just like them white boys. And I'm just like, if you listen to the album, I promise you 85% of that stuff you can relate to. As a black man in America. Right. Like, so like it's just like people don't want to broaden their horizons. They just kind of like, this is my lane. And that's my whole thing. I hate to think I'm gonna stay in my lane. Why? Right. Because like this world has so many places you can go and explore. You're gonna stay in one lane, you're gonna stay in one city, you're gonna listen to one genre, you're gonna have one group of friends, and you are going to be ignorant. Right. Simple as that. Like I know a lot of people who decide to stay in the city of Detroit just because they're like, I want my friend think I'm switching up on them. They're not really your friend. They don't want you to grow, bro.
Yeah, that's why. Thank you. Those who growing.
Right. I met people like that too. I met people that never left the West Side. They never left off 7 miles, 6 miles. I'm gonna go over there. Why? You know what I'm saying? You see me, I thought I had a little gray car. I'd be Southwest Detroit, East Side. I'd be in Chicago. I'd be everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing was like, why should I stay in one spot? I never gonna learn anything just in one spot. And I think that we have to, as a culture, I know all our podcasts always go back to our culture, but you know, that's what I know. And that's why I always push. Because I think that we need to raise our voices to a lot of stuff that's not being raised to. You know, I think that a lot of times, you know, because it's not, you don't see people hanging from trees anymore, or you're not seeing people being fire hose anymore, it relaxes us to think that everything is better. Or everything has, you know, that everything is so much greater. It's just a different vehicle.
I don't even think that's what it is. I really feel like a lot of people think that's not my problem. If it's not directly happening to someone that I know, it's not my problem. It's like, I'll put this hashtag up. I'll say, dang, that sucks. I'll post this picture. I might even show up to a rally. But at the end of the day, that wasn't my brother, so that's none of my business. Right. So that's my issue. It's like, where's the sense of community? Because why should you have to wait until it's your brother shot down? Right. Why should you have to wait until it's your sister that's kidnapped? Right. Why are we waiting till it's close to home? Because eventually it will be. Why not stop the problem right now instead of waiting until it's knocking at your front door? Like, what's going on with that? Like, I don't understand. Like, we are still family, even if we're not related. We family.
But that's what people don't get. They don't get that message of it takes a village to raise a child, and that village is one family. That goes back to, like we say, our culture, our heritage. It was a village of slaves that were together, and that village of slaves was not going to be distant from the next set of slaves in the next house. They were a family. They worked together. The Underground Railroad, they worked together as a family to get out. But we don't have those values anymore. Right. You're not going to have those values until the parents teach the different generations how to find those values.
And that's why you have these female artists promoting garbage lyrics with looking amazing in a bikini, because there's nothing taught to like listen to what they're actually saying to you. Listen to what you're putting into your spirit. Like pay attention to that, and people don't. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with doing what you do. However, let that not be the only content you absorb. Like don't let that just be it. Right. Like you got a whole bunch of options out here.
You do. There's a lot of options out here now.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of platforms. I think the one advantage that the new generation has is the plethora of platforms. There's so many platforms they have where, back then you didn't have as many options, many platforms. Now you can go to SoundCloud. You can be a SoundCloud artist. I'm just saying, but you can't.
That's not a word. Anybody can get on SoundCloud nowadays.
I would drop a beat on SoundCloud.
That's a whole nother discussion. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying in general, there's that platform there. Right. You know what I'm saying? YouTube, another platform. Shoot, Facebook.
It's a lot of people.
You can drop stuff on Facebook and people watch all
Facebook is kind of going away though.
Well, I'm just saying, but
Facebook going nowhere ever. They own basically everything. They own Instagram.
It's been around for
where does they go?
Listen, Facebook been around
I know people who like the IGTV now. People posting videos and all that stuff. You got options to find people, and you got options to get your content out there.
Yeah, Roku. Is it Roku?
What did you say?
I thought Roku.
But it's an O in there, Dad. It's an O. Is it O? It's an O in there.
Apparently, sorry, you don't know how to pronounce it.
It's an O. It's an O in there.
That don't sound like a fighter to you?
No.
You sure? Positive.
I know.
Type it into Google. We just said.
I'm positive. I got a payment come out of my bank account.
Me too.
Okay, so Roku.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Who you?
No.
No?
No.
Keep it moving, bro. Just say what you gonna say.
No. You sure?
No. Are you sure? Don't be telling him the wrong stuff now.
Listen, I need you as a teacher. That whole video we just saw is here.
Look at the alphabet. Can we move over to these alphabets? I think they're alphabets. They're letters, I'll tell you that.
I have a good. So Talent has a good point.
Go ahead, Tom.
Go ahead, Gary.
See how she do. So, part of the reason why sex sells is like this whole idea of being a bad bee.
What is the definition of a bad?
Please. You can
Because here's my thing. If you ask me, oh, some girl walking around, is she a bad bee? Is she a bad bee? I'm like, why she gotta be a B word first?
Because we used to take offense to that word.
You taking it back?
But my whole thing is, it's like, so can you be considered a bad female if just because of your body? You can't be a bad female because you published a book. You can't be a bad female because you own a business. You can't be a bad female because
society makes it seem like a bad bitch is a girl who got a nice ass body with a big old booty, a long ass weave down to her motherfucking back, makeup caked all on her face, and lashes and nails that's like this long, but she knows she can't wipe her ass.
Thank you. How do you
turn it up right there?
Please tell me how do you clean properly?
Shout out Tiana
with the claws. I just don't understand how that's considered a bad bitch.
Because if you take a that and take the makeup off her face, take the weave away from her, and she really is coming off to be.
Why is it just based on her looks? That's not.
Why can't it be on her brain? Why is it not on her intellect? Why is it not?
I can't see her brain.
Because y'all don't take the time to have a conversation. All y'all see is what mainstream is giving you, a bikini and a butt. That's it. That's all y'all bring go to. But
one more than me.
I remember at a point in time, it used to be a bad thing to get fake boobs and a big butt. Now it's like,
everybody got a head.
Here's the problem.
Women are working out these days. Y'all keep talking about buying. Yes, some that's buying. That's
no, but now majority of them I'm trying to tell you, majority of people buying that shit, he ain't going to the gym and saying, I'm working out. Motherfucker, you pay for that. Get that. So what's the point?
Not till watch this. Not till the 10, half the people that lost weight had one of those 2 surgeries. And now they're in the gym to keep that because they have no choice but to be in the gym to keep it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's different.
That's part of their new life regimen is they have to be in the gym.
Okay, for example, here with me, I got a shape. It's a thing there.
You got who that?
A shape. It's a thing there.
Like what? Square.
I'm confused.
Like a octagon.
It's my thing. Like
What y'all not gonna do is come for her though.
in college, I would have guys come up to me, and then we would have conversations about, oh dang, you smart, nigga. What did you think I was? Just attractive? Like I was just walking out here looking for one of y'all niggas to pay my tuition? No, I have a full scholarship. Get at me, bro. I'm not throwing a ball. Like that's my whole thing. Like I hate when it's because then when you do have a woman that's attractive and educated, then she is a power move. No, nigga, respect my hustle. Respect that I'm knowledgeable.
It's just like I had to explain to a guy about a month or 2 ago. Come January 2009, I started 3 companies. 3. So you came to me because of how I look, but didn't realize, no, I'm not going to sit and wait for you. I have a hustle. I have things that I have to do.
Right.
I have things that are coming up. There are things I have to do, but most guys aren't checking for that. Most guys aren't checking for the girl that's going to make sure that both of that the household together, not just off of what the men do, but what everybody can contribute to the household.
Well, okay, let me ask you this: Can you contribute that to some of what's being displayed in me?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know,
by all means.
Because if that's all I see, and I'm just saying in general, not just saying me as a person, but that's all I see when I turn on the video. I kick back and I see. When I sit back, I see nothing but cleavage. You know, I see nothing but this thick.
You need no public cubs?
You know what? I got a good visual. I got a good visual, okay? I got a good visual.
Can we not? Again, my dad.
I got a good image in my head.
I tell you what.
This will be their therapy session on Thursday.
It made me pause a minute.
I'm gonna just go ahead and put the link up so I can have a full visual.
I'm gonna get you those signs.
All the reference to what happened. Now you got the moment when they got put it out.
All right, y'all not gonna be calling me all video. I'm trying to get my point across.
I was waiting for that.
No, but serious, you know, you look at it, and that's what you see. And that's all being portrayed. That's all being projected to you. That's all that you see over and over and over again. And I'm now, just as a little child, well, let's say like a 12-year-old, 10-year-old. That's all they see. They see it today all the way up to their 18. Then you're talking about some of them only in single households. So mom or dad, whichever one's raising the child, probably always working.
Right.
You know, trying to keep food on the table, trying to keep a roof over their head. So now to really have that, someone to put that into context to say, well, this is just entertainment. It's not really what sex or relationship is about. That's all you have as a context, or they go online and look at porn. You know, because that's rarely available, especially if you got phone, tablet, whatever. That's rarely available. So you got all these different outlets and no one there to put stuff in context and say, this is what this is for. So then now you fast forward to your first relationship or any relationship that you get into, and all you have is these images in your head of women shake dancing, twerking, you know, whatever the latest booty shaking dance is. I'm just saying.
It's one genre. It's
gonna be a new one.
What is something official?
I don't know. Whatever that Jamaican stuff is,
you know. Okay. You know, that's the old lady twerk versus teenage twerk. Listen. That's in the back move. Twerking with no butt. It's all of it.
Anyway, but bring that back, girl. Bring that back.
I hate y'all.
Back that back up. Anyway.
Say your thought. Oh my God.
Back 2 times.
Please say your thought.
But anyway, that's all you have as an image. You had no, like I said, no one there to kind of bring in the context and say, hey, look, this is what it's supposed to be. Then that's what you're gonna get. And you ain't think about intelligence. You ain't think about none of that. You thinking about, hey, can you do that or something? You know what I'm saying? That's what you thinking.
But then see, that's always been a problem for me personally. I mean, I understand what you're coming from, but at some point, where do you take accountability as an adult? That's
and where do you set your own standard?
That's my whole thing.
Okay, that goes back to, are you a product of your environment?
Okay, in relation to what we were talking about, I can get to clear up for me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this. You get in a relationship with a girl just because of her body. Purely just because she tried to be your brother's like, good look, bro. She fine.
She look good.
Mm-hmm.
She fine.
Right.
When you come home, she ain't working. She wants you to take care of her. She not cooking. She not cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
She not even paying the bills on time. She just purely beautiful.
There. Right.
Like, do you just continue to do that just because you get to sleep with that?
What if you want that?
Well, let me finish. Or do you get to a point where you just kind of like, this is trash. There has to be an alternative.
Well, yeah, I'm not discounting what you're saying. What I'm saying is that, you know, that's where it probably starts from. You know, a starting point. Now, each individual may get to a point. It may take 3 women. It may take 4 women. They might say, hey, this is garbage. You know what I'm saying? Or they may run into somebody as they get older and kind of sit down and right, this ain't what it's about. You know what I'm saying? And tell them. I'm saying through their development, that's about all they've been encountered. And that's all they've been, you know, around. That's all that they know. That's all they've seen. That's all they came in contact with. So that's all they have. And they don't have anything else outside of that. So yeah, they first time they made, that's all they have. Now when they get in a relationship and start learning, okay, there's more to life than this. There's more to women than this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that may change, but I think that from my point two is like, we need to start, and I'm not talking about just parents in the home, because like we had said, you know, I'm a man in this community.
Right.
Thank you.
Because I'm a man in this community, then it's part of our responsibility if I do see a young man, young woman, you know, to kind of put, you know, let them know what's up on game. And even I just do my actions, because they may have a mom or a dad that be like, I don't talk to my kid like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But if they see something that they can emulate that's outside of that, that's another piece of the puzzle.
But that goes to the parent not having that mentality of don't say that to my child.
Right.
That goes back to, like I always say, it takes a village to raise a kid, but it goes to you cutting off that at the head. Mm-hmm. There are so many Black programs nowadays to where single parents, especially single mothers that have boys, that you can put your kid into a mentorship to where they have that male figure and you're not trying to be mommy and daddy. Mm-hmm. So the thing is, why don't we take advantage of those programs?
Maybe I don't know. I'm gonna tell you, so when I was in high school, you know, I got in trouble a lot. Always in trouble. I got kicked out several times. I got modified schedule. Whatever you can think of happened. And then once after I graduated and got older, and I ran into some other kids that went to the same school, and they said, "Hey, did you know that they had this program?" I said, "No, they never told me." And you know they had those programs. They had some of the programs I probably would have did some of the things I've done. I did some of those things because I was just bored.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying? I didn't have any outlets.
I feel like a lot of people don't know their options, but then I also feel like there's limitations. I'm not gonna sit here and act like people are unaware, but at the same time, there's also another group of people who just choose to be ignorant. So I think it's like there's a low layer of like, okay, some of that stuff can be excusable or understood, but at some point, I just feel like you also have to be accountable.
Okay.
So I feel like I feel like with anything, like, okay, you can be ignorant. I didn't know a whole bunch of stuff. Like there's still a lot of stuff I don't know. But at the same time, I'm willing to explore and learn and grow. Right. And I'm willing to talk to people who are older than me that have had life experiences that can give me some knowledge to stop me from having to learn things the hard way. So I just feel like you can start off ignorant. Everybody does. But then it's about getting to a point for yourself where you like, okay, I want more, I want better. Right. And my whole thing is making sure that people, especially in our community, want more, want better, and then go out and get it. Right. Because then if they don't, again, we stuck with whatever is given to us.
And we back to this garbage female rap.
It's not all garbage.
In general.
No, you just need to say mainstream.
Mainstream, okay.
Because
correction.
The underground.
Right, 5 underground.
Mainstream
and then
garbage female rap. Well, shoot. Mainstream rap in general.
She's underground. She broke out. She had a Gucci Man collab.
What?
But nobody knows about that.
Who don't? That's y'all. She has a million views on YouTube.
Okay.
That's just one person I can think of off the rip. She has
okay.
I mean,
I can give you no name. I can give you Rhapsody.
Because Rhapsody's
I can give you Tink. I can give you Tierra Whack, and this other lady, I can't.
She's not underground. We know about her.
What do you consider underground?
Because Tierra Whack's not being played on K97.5
at all.
Tyler, the Creator, is. That's just someone that's coming to my mind. He just got his first song played on the radio like 4 months ago.
But my thing
everyone knows about Tyler, the Creator. He's a mainstream artist.
But how did Tyler Creator become famous? Because he started in underground and word of mouth is what got him his fame.
You just named one person. You just said on the radio. She just don't get played on the radio. He's just at his first song.
How about this?
4 months ago.
We were talking about the dictionary app. Let's look up mainstream because I'm pretty sure you're off what that means. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you know.
No, I'm just correcting because if you said the
I think I found our next
radio,
female co-host. I found our next female co-host.
You just said mainstream. I'm gonna tell you what mainstream means: the principal or dominant course, tendency, or trend. Who is mainstream?
Okay.
Tierra Whack is not mainstream.
So why would you come up and say something about the radio? Because that obviously don't make any sense. That's what I'm saying.
Radio is the moment of mainstream.
And that's why I said. That's why I just said. Tyler, the Creator.
I can't even be on live right now.
Tyler, the Creator.
We're not talking about male rappers. We're not talking about.
I brought up someone.
Hey, go check on the baby.
I brought